Following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys? Yeah! Go Cowboys!
This is Cowboys Storyline, presented by Gillette, the official shave of the Dallas Cowboys. Here's Nick Eatman.
Hello and welcome to Cowboys Storyline presented by Gillette. I'm Nick Eatman. Monday, November 24th. What a win. What a win for the Dallas Cowboys to come back and beat the Eagles 24-21. Everybody saw it when they were down 21-0. I'm sure all of you guys were like, yeah, right where we want them. I know I wasn't. I was like, well, I feel bad for picking the Cowboys, and we all did on DallasCowboys.com. But that's why you play 60 minutes, right? There was nothing really in that first quarter and a half that would make you think this was coming. It was one of those days where just, really, Turpin's going to run the ball right into the foot of Guyton and fumble and it just little things that were happening. You get a penalty and you're like, well, push him back, make him punt again, and then they punt and you actually start further back. I mean, it's just those little things that you're like, all right, some days it's your day, some days it's not. But like I said, it's a 4-quarter game, and you just keep fighting, you keep going and seeing what happens. And, as it turns out, I don't think the Cowboys really stole this win. I think the Cowboys, got their together and figured it out and said, all right, let's go. Let's start playing football, And then they got the Eagles kind of pushed back a little bit. Now they're turning the ball over. They turned the ball over 4 times in 10 games and 2 in the fourth quarter. I mean, that's ridiculous when you think about, how common that is. 33% of their turnovers this year happened in the fourth quarter of that game Sunday, and it's the unlikely guys. Sam Williams made a huge play like that. Elijah Clark's getting his ass kicked down the field, and he still stays up enough to run down there and then do some ass kicking of him, for himself for a fumble. I mean, that's one of my favorite plays that I've seen in a long time. So, anyways. Great win. I know you guys want to talk about it, so let's do it. 888-855-2297. Robbie in Cocoa Beach, Florida. Robbie, what's up?
What's up, Nick? It's a beautiful day, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Man, my boys were watching, or my boy and my girl were watching, both my kids, and they're like, Daddy, this is not looking good. And I'm like, yeah, we'll be all right, man, as long as we score before half. And holy smokes, Nick.
Yep.
Let's freaking go, man, Hey, I know you always write stuff down. You wrote down my score that I said on Friday, I think, as a call back and said I had a premonition.
You were wrong.
I was wrong. I said 27-24.
You did have a 3-point win. I was looking for some 24-21s. I didn't see any. I saw some 24-20s, and I saw some 27-24s, including yourself. But no.
Well, listen, if they both made the field goals that they missed, it would have been 27-24.
Yeah, true.
But shoulda, coulda, woulda. What
Yeah.
a great game, man. I know other people want to talk, man.
Yeah.
Talk to you guys soon. Happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah, you too. Glad you got a chance to watch that with your family and a lot of fun there. But yeah, I mean, it was. Let's keep going. All right, Frankie in Atwater, California. Frankie, what's up?
Ooh, how you doing, sir?
Good. How are you? Let's go. Here we go.
Here we go.
First time caller from. I don't even know where Atwater, California is, but what do you got for us?
Oh man, I was just so excited for yesterday's game. It's pretty much all the Cowboy Nation was. Man, the way the defense stepped up in the second half was phenomenal. Granted, it's a small sample size, but right now, if you average the post-trade deadline time, the last 2 games will be like 10th defense in the league, which is phenomenal, from 30th to 10th.
Mm-hmm.
And if we could continue that process, it'll be amazing. Just want to thank Elijah Clark for that effort on that play to get that fumble. That was phenomenal.
Yeah.
And I think George Pickens is probably the best wide receiver we have on the team. And CD, man, against the Eagles, he's almost like Deshaun Jackson, a Cowboy killer. It hurts. It hurts. It hurts.
Yeah.
But
Wow.
he's a great receiver, phenomenal one catch on the sideline. But, man, I was worried when they were going to pass. I said, please don't throw it to him right now, which is sad.
Yeah.
Which is sad.
Well,
But I just want to say thank you, Cowboys, for not giving up and handing the Eagles a loss. That was phenomenal. And early Thanksgiving to you. And hopefully we beat KC and Detroit.
all right. All right, Frankie. Good to hear from you. A lot of stuff in that call. Let's go to the CD part. I mean, I'm not as concerned about confidence and all that. He made an unbelievable catch on the sideline there. I thought it kind of seems like maybe they were forcing the ball to him a little bit. 11 targets there, 4 catches, but he's still one of the best in the league. It doesn't really matter if you were like, well, Pickens is better, whatever. What receiver's playing better than him in the league? Like in the league right now? Jackson Smith and Jigba, I guess, or whatever you say his name. Seattle's guy. He's a stud. No, there's no doubt about it. But Pickens, 9 catches on 9 targets. I mean, that's unbelievable, for 146 yards. I mean, we're not talking screen passes here. We're talking down the field plays. And so, I think this will be one of those things that kind of shifts. Now teams are going to be like, you're not just going to keep playing the coverage that you're playing with Pickens. He's going to see some different coverage, but that's going to change things with CD. CD will be fine. It'll be one of those type of games or those situations where, each game will be a little different. But I'm not too concerned by him. I think he's frustrated. There's no doubt he saw the frustration. And I think what he's seeing with Pickens, I think it's getting to him a little bit. No one said that. It's just natural, right? It's just natural that's what you would be feeling. You're the guy. You're the stud. Now Pickens is going to come and help you out. And next thing you know, he's taking off. He's probably going to make the Pro Bowl. And, it's one of those things where, I'm sure just naturally, CD's trying to press and be that guy too, And so, but I'm not too concerned by it. All right, let's go Danny in Henderson, Nevada.
Hey, Nick. How are you?
Hey, Danny. How are you doing?
Great. I just have a few things I want to talk about. A couple negative things and then mostly positive. But
Okay.
I'd like to see us run the ball a little more inside the 10. They give it to Javonte, and he gets to the 1, and then we don't give it to him for that final yard. I wish they'd do that.
That was bad.
I don't want to see the wide receiver in the running back position anymore.
That was bad.
I thought we learned our lessons from CD, but now the stumble and fumble, I hope we're done with that. I like the use of Span Ford in the passing game. Again, last week they used Hunter Lipke, and now Span Ford. It's just another gadget in Shoddy's play calling, which I love. I know everyone's talked about Elijah Clark, but I'm going to keep piling it on. These guys don't get a lot of talk on anywhere, so what a play he made.
Yeah.
And I'd like to talk about like Spanford, Elijah Clark, Malik Davis, Hunter Lipke. All of these guys are undrafted free agents. They are so important to your team. Shout out to the scouting department, but more importantly to these guys. They work so hard, and if they're out playing a guy that's drafted, then I'm all for it. You need these kind of players that are so hungry, and I'm glad they're all playing and doing so well.
Sure.
And Pickens, I mean, I don't have anything to say. I know everyone else is going to talk about him. What a player he's turned out to be. We got to sign him. And my last note is just, it's Thanksgiving week. I'm not sure I'll be able to call the rest of this week before the game, but one thing I want to say is thank you to you and Chris back there for what you guys do for all of us fans to vent when we lose and to be excited like this week. And we really appreciate you guys. So
thank you, Danny.
I'll let you go.
Thank you so much. I love what you said about the undrafted players. What's funny, if you look at 2 plays in the game, and you just mentioned these 2 guys, Elijah Clark, Brevin Spanford, the plays they made kind of were the epitome of the entire game. You know, think about the play Elijah Clark and the play that Brevin Spanford made. What happened to start? They got hit hard, okay? And Clark gets hit and goes down. Gets up, gets hit again, almost goes down, kept his balance, kept going, goes and makes the play. Brevin Spanford, same thing. Gets hit. He's stumbling. Dak even said in the post-game press conference, he said, I was like, don't go down, Brevin. Don't go down. Because he sees it. He's just buying time, almost Montana to Clark type situation. Rolling, waiting for him to finally get his balance and then lob it up, and he goes and makes the play. Those two plays, same with the team in general. You got hit early. You're going down. It looks like you're going down, and it's not going to be good. But you found a way to keep your balance. You found a way to kind of come to a little bit, get the smelling salt, and go, what happened? Keep fighting, keep fighting, and go make the play. And those two plays I thought were the epitome of the game. All right, Dylan, Northport, Florida. Dylan.
Hey, Nick. What's up, dude?
You know, sometimes we tweet things that don't always age well.
Well, what did I say? What did I do?
No, I just, I thought I saw a tweet there about 5 or 6 things that weren't looking good for the team, which was all accurate. It was all accurate.
My caps lock got stuck. Okay, I was a little emotional.
You were a little cappy there. Hey, you know what?
I did say they weren't going to ruin my night, and they didn't.
They didn't. You know what? And just to kind of let you guys know, I mean, there was 5 or 6, 7 plays there that you were kind of recapping in the first half that don't make sense, and they didn't make sense. They didn't make sense, and it was just going down that road. That's what it was. I mean, they were down 21-0. You don't go down 21-0 without positive things happening. But I'm sure I didn't see all these tweets, but I'm sure you had some positive tweets afterwards.
Oh yeah. I just did a little video a little while ago, man. I'm ecstatic. I couldn't sleep, dude. I was up at 5:30 a.m. this morning doing a video because I tossed and turned all night long. Like, when the Cowboys lose bad, it's the same thing, and when they win like this, it's the same thing. Like, I don't know if anybody else is like that, but I can't sleep. I'm so dang excited,
Yeah,
it's ridiculous. I got a problem.
It's not a problem. That's just being a fan. I mean, like, that's just. It's just.
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, seriously. Think about it. I know I use this analogy all the time, but does anyone go to Six Flags, ride that roller coasters right all day long, and then immediately go to bed? Like, it doesn't happen. You're not in that frame of mind, and that's what the Cowboys took everybody on, was this 3 to 4 hour roller coaster, and this one actually ended well. This one ended without throwing up, but I'm sure everybody had that nauseous feeling.
Yeah. I mean, and Quinton Williams, he said he got his ribs dinged up a little bit, said his chest hurt. Well, my chest hurt too, man. My heart was pounding all night. I'm a little sore. But listen, the previous caller that you had there, you said that the Elijah Clark and the Spanford plays were kind of the epitome of the game. That's exactly what I was going to call in and say. And
okay.
Actually, my whole thing is relentless begets greatness. That's like my whole theme of the call. And DeMar being overshown out there, relentless. Ryan Frenoy, you'll see it on tape, just blocking his butt off, relentless. Dak Prescott was relentless the entire game. But I want to give out an award maybe weekly in honor of like Marshawn Nealon, just because they say he was relentless. Everybody who knows him says he was relentless on the field, his effort, his preparation, all that. And so obviously this week's going to go to Elijah Clark. But I also want to shout out to C.J. Goodwin on that same exact play.
Exactly.
He holds up the blocker, right? Forces the guy to go the other way, giving both Sieg and Clark time to go make the play. So shout out to Goodwin as well.
Hey, Dylan, I went to CJ in the locker room, and I said, hey, in my opinion, you made that play. And he's like, good. I'm glad you see that. Make sure and write that, But he did, though. He did, because he made him – he held him up, like you said, and he didn't know what he was doing and where he was going to go. And what he should have done was let the ball go. I mean, catching the ball at the 3-yard line. I mean, that was ridiculous. But You know what?
So many players would just run. He was going full speed. So many guys wouldn't be able to slow down and they just run past him into the end zone, right? And he stopped. He held up the blocker, and he made the play for sure. But, hey, I'm not going to call anymore this week. I'm going to New York on a hunting trip. So I just want to say that happy Thanksgiving to you and Chris. Appreciate all you guys do. And happy Thanksgiving to you and your family.
All right. Thank you. Good luck with your trip there. All right, Dylan. That was for Dylan in Northport, Florida. Let's go to Michael in Bowling Green, Kentucky. Michael.
Hey, man. It's pretty good when you can make 4 big mistakes and still win the game.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, to me, not challenging that punt block was one. Running Turpin up the middle was one. Not kicking the field goal on the 2-yard line, 4th down, and not punting in the first drive. All could have just been so costly, but Dallas was good enough to fix all that and their defense. I don't think Shoddy has to be all crazy with all this stuff now on offense because of the defense, because the defense looked dang good.
Yeah. No, I think, I think he's learning this football team as well. Like, he's learning this is kind of a new team now in the last few weeks, and he's trying to figure that out as well. And he's got to learn that, like when to go for it on 4th down, when's the right time, when it's not. I agree with 2 of your 4 that you said. Not all, but I agree with
50%.
Yeah.
And somebody needs to show him what that red flag is for. He has not challenged one time this season.
Yeah, there was nothing to challenge. I'm sorry, Michael. There was nothing to challenge on that play.
He blocked it.
I know you saw that. You saw that from Fox, who showed it after the touchdown that the Eagles scored 9 minutes after the play happened. Fox came through and showed it. Now here's the thing now, and I'm with you. I don't agree with some of the things Shoddy did or said, but the interview, the guys in the media asked the replay official what happened, and he basically said it was on Fox. Fox did not have that replay for them, for replay assistant or for anybody. There's nobody in the booth that's like, he blocked it. Now, now Ryan
Warnoy said he blocked it.
He said he blocked it. He said he blocked it. But you know what? They've been burned on that too. A lot of these guys think they blocked the ball and they've actually got kicked with the cleat, or they hit something else. They think they hit something. Mm-hmm. So you have to be careful with that. But that is one where, replay assistance failed. It really did. And I don't know how much Lanoy was saying on the sideline, or you know what I was thinking. If you got kicked in the finger like that, or you blocked the ball, then just go down. Just go down and say, I'm hurt. I'm hurt. And then by that time, maybe, why does his finger hurt? Maybe he blocked the punt. Maybe they would have seen it. But no, that was a huge play. I'm not going to give it on Shoddy on that one. Some of the others, though, I don't agree with. All right, Michael.
We still won.
Yeah, we still won. Still won. You're right. You're right about that. And that's a good team that can overcome some of those things. The first drive, I thought he should have punted. The punt block thing, I mean, it is what it is. I just explained that from my point of view. I didn't hate, like I said this earlier. I think I told Chris this yesterday. I didn't dislike the game that Shoddy had as a head coach. I didn't love his play calling as offensive coordinator. Going for it on 4th down, I was okay with that. But I'm running the football on 2nd, 3rd down, or 4th down. I'm running the ball. Not only that I think they can score, but think about now you're playing a clock game. Now that's 1:20 in the clock if you run it a couple times or make them call some of their timeouts. So, and Dak's already thrown a pick down there in the red zone. So, first and goal in the 8 is not easy to convert. But when you get 6 on 1st down from a guy that's running violently, I don't think he's going to get stopped on 2nd or 3rd. So I would have run the ball there. But, hey, it worked out for them. It worked out. But I agree with what you said is maybe you need to start trusting this defense a little bit. But you got one of the baddest quarterbacks of all time coming in. and Thursday. So we'll see. This is going to be one of their biggest challenges, and you know how it is. Like every time there's a narrative of somebody's not playing that well or something, kind of like A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown, what's going on with him? They can't get him the ball. Oh, well, they got him the football. I mean, eight catches, 110. That's the A.J. Brown that I thought we would see all along. Same with the Chiefs. Chiefs are 6-5. What's wrong with the Chiefs? I have a feeling on Thursday you're going to see the Chiefs that we've seen in Super Bowls and things like that. Same with the Lions the next week. They seem to be struggling and all that, but I have a feeling that they're going to be running and gunning too. So the Cowboys usually get people's best. Philly fans probably don't agree, but you know what? They definitely caught a break. Let's go to KC Joe in Kansas City.
Good morning, Nick. How are you doing today, sir?
How are you?
Good, sir. Good. Hey, if they want to beat the Chiefs this week, I say they need to pound the run because the Chiefs are not very good at stopping the run.
All right.
I'm saying run that running game. And our defenses against Philly, amazing the second half. Did not let them score. Kudos to them. Man, they looked awesome. And Pickens, all I can say is, wow. Everything Dak threw at him, he caught.
He's a freak. He's not, as he said, he's not from the planet. He's just not. He's out of this world right now.
Oh, let me give you my score real quick before I go, in case I don't get back in because it's a short week for the Chief game.
Mm-hmm.
I got 40-28.
Wow, that'll be a fun game. All right, 40-28.
Have a good week.
Thanks. I appreciate that. Those guys that are from Kansas City, I know this is this big week when you're playing. When you're playing the team, you hear about all day and night. All your friends and family and all that probably are Kansas City friends and fans of the Chiefs, and rightfully so. But now it's time to really put the hatred on them, for at least for the week. So I know that's always a big deal. Yeah, I mean it was just a fun game that it ended. It didn't start out that great, but man, just a lesson. You got to keep fighting all the way to the end. Let's go to break here on Cowboys Storyline. I'll be right back after this.
Cowboys fans, when it comes to navigating the ever-changing world of tax, your business needs a partner it can trust to tackle even your biggest tax challenges. Ryan is the largest firm in the world dedicated exclusively to business taxes. Our team of tax professionals has local expertise in all areas of tax and can help you uncover savings opportunities you didn't know you had. Learn more about how Ryan can improve your overall corporate tax performance by visiting Ryan.com. Ryan, the official tax partner of the Dallas Cowboys.
Crown Royal and the Dallas Cowboys are bringing back the Royal Rig for Season 2. See it in action at AT&T Stadium on Thanksgiving Day, where the Dallas Cowboys take on the Kansas City Chiefs, and around Dallas on November 26th and November 28th. Visit crownroyal.com to see where else the Royal Rig is stopping this NFL season. That's crownroyal.com. Please drink responsibly.
Altec Lansing has been perfecting sound since 1927, bringing you decades of audio excellence to elevate your Dallas Cowboys tailgate ritual. Equip your next pregame with the Sound Rover 180 with 6 hours of playtime, built-in microphone, multicolor light modes, and a rugged exterior that's built to last. Visit alteclansing.com/Cowboys15 for 15% off your Sound Rover 180. That's alteclansing.com/Cowboys15 for 15% off. Altec Lansing, official audio partner of the Dallas Cowboys.
Back to Cowboys Storyline, presented by Gillette, the official shave of the Dallas Cowboys.
All right, welcome back to Cowboys Storyline, presented by Gillette. Speaking of Gillette, precision isn't just for your morning shave. It's how the Cowboys compete every day. This week's Precision Player of the Week, brought to you by Gillette, is, let's go with Dak. I mean, Dak Prescott, what a game he had. And we talk about this all the time. Not only did he set the Cowboys' all-time record for passing yards in his career, passing Tony Romo, but what a game to do that on. He struggled early on there and threw that interception. It was costly, but he comes back, keeps going, and we say this all the time. Dak when you just play football, when you're a football player, when you're running and diving into the end zone and flipping, that's the Dak Prescott that the Cowboys drafted. That's the Dak that had a magical rookie year and kind of kept it going. That's the Dak Prescott this Cowboys team needs. You add that with the way he's throwing the ball now and some of the precision that he's playing with. This is the best that we've seen from him, and he was on display in that game. All right, let's go to the phone lines. Let's see what Rob in Vegas has to say. Rob, what's up?
Hey, Nick.
How you doing?
I'm doing great. It's the first time in probably 30 years I didn't watch the game live because I bought a new side-by-side, so I went out to Utah to meet my friends, and I recorded the game. And let me tell you, driving home, it was about 2 o'clock my time. The game was on, and my phone's blowing up, so I had to shut it off because I didn't want to find out what was going on. And I know it was all the storyliners because so I'm like, every time you touch the phone, like to change the music, I could see something. So I'm like looking away. So I get home and my wife goes, I said, you going to watch the game? And I said, yeah. I said, she goes, I just want to tell you right now, they lost. So now I'm like, what? So it was like Christmas watching the game. To spot the Eagles 21 points. And, I'm watching this game like this game's over. And but for them to come roaring back like that, I think that's a type of win that could change the season. You know, it's, wins like that are better than blowing a team out like 40-0.
Right.
Couple things. Unfortunately, Shoddy has a little bit of Mike McCarthy in him when it comes to running the ball. He talks a big game. And I totally agree with you. That series where Williams got like 6-7 yards and then they go away from it. We've seen that so many times when McCarthy was head coach. That would drive me nuts. I would love to see Guyton sit on the bench. And not because he's not blocking that good, but this guy gets penalties at the worst time. Where everything is like 2nd and 1, and now it's 2nd and 6, and he does it over and over again. I thought Dak played great. I think the defense, look at Overshown, looks like he's coming around. He's trusting his knee. And I have to disagree with you about CeeDee Lamb, you saying that you don't think it's going to be a problem, and I think it's going to be a massive problem. CeeDee's not the hot chick anymore. And let me tell you something. Some guys can't handle that. He's been the guy, and he's not the guy now. Pickens is just much better. Pickens has hands that are incredible. He's a playmaker. But more than that, his attitude, he brings juice. And CD pouts. I didn't understand when he dropped the ball in the end zone that hit him right in the hands, and then he goes to the bench like it was Dak's fault. And he looks up to the sky, and I'm like, if you think this is a problem now, wait till they pay Pickens about the same money, and now Pickens is the guy. I don't think CD wants to play second fiddle. So I see this being a problem because you have to sign this guy. Mm-hmm. Pickens is a better player than CD right now. He's just better. He makes more plays, and he catches the ball in traffic better than almost any receiver I've seen. And that's what you need in this league. And so I just think it is a problem. I'm not saying trade CD, you try to work it out, but I could see a problem going forward. For this year, if I'm Dak, I'm like, listen, deal with it because this dude is hot. And until they triple cover him, I'm throwing a ball to him.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens against Kansas City. I agree with you. You're playing a different animal, Patrick Mahomes. What worries me really in this game is his running ability.
Yeah.
But it was a great win. Anytime beating Philly is great. I can't stand that team. So if I don't talk to you guys, have a great Thanksgiving.
You too. Thank you, Rob. Man, that's mean for your wife to say that, and I'm actually surprised that you kind of stuck with it. I was like, really, we lost, and then it's 21-0. Like, how bad is this? But you kept going. Let's just see about the CD part because Pickens is a roller coaster himself. He's not perfect now. He's not perfect off the field. We know that, and Shoddy has said that. The guy's been fined more than any player on the team. Little things here, big things here. Sometimes by the league, sometimes by the Cowboys. He's got some issues too. So I think both of them are going to kind of ride this wave together. I think there's going to be times where, Pickens may not have his best game. Maybe the coverage starts to change. It'll go backward. I think it'll kind of be an every week type situation. But I know this: you've got two stud receivers, and that is a problem for teams. And when Turpin's going to do that for 50 yards, and Ferguson's going to play the way Ferguson played, that was one of his best games all season. I thought he was tired of hearing the noise about how he can't do anything running after catch. He actually had some really, really big plays in the game. So, but I'm not ready to call anything there with CD. I mean, the guy still made an unbelievable play. I don't understand exactly the sideline rant. I know where he wanted the football to be, and I think he's thinking, I got my guy beat. I got all this room. Put it here, and I will go and make the play. I understand the ball hit him right in the chest, but as I've always said before, you don't know what the guy sees. You know what I mean? Yeah, it might hit him in the hands, but you don't know what his vision was. And there was a lot happening right there, and I think that was he's a frustrated player right now because he's not playing up to his standard. All right, let's go to Katie in Henderson, Nevada. Katie.
It was Josh first.
Oh, sorry, Josh is Chicago. Josh.
Hey, Nick, how you doing?
Sorry about that. How are you doing?
Not bad at all, man. Good one last night. I was up late, but hey, I love it.
Mm-hmm.
So the only thing I wanted to say about CD and Pickens real quick is there's only 188 on the team, and he's got the legacy here, so I get what everyone's talking about, but he draws the most double teams too. So
right.
CD's doing what he needs to do, and if that means Pickens gets more yards, well then, win some games. Right?
It won't be like that forever.
Yep.
You know what I mean? They won't continue to do that. Yeah, I mean,
winning games is what's important, right? So that's what matters the most. And if they take away CD and he has less yards, but we're winning, who really cares who's number one and number two? The other thing I got to say really quick is I love the way Overshown and the stories that are coming out about Overshown and Williams and how they played in what their halftime speeches were to kind of rally the guys from Sam Williams. I think that's really important, and I just love that attitude. I think it's contagious. Hopefully we go into KC and get a win this week.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, Josh. Yeah, I mean, it's just it's funny how, is Eberflus really a bad coordinator? I mean, like, give him some dudes. Give him some guys. He thought he had one, and that guy got traded. And, they got Kenny Clark, and who's been a really good player, but it's not a difference maker type until you get some other guys around him. And now we're seeing that a little bit. And Osa's played his best 2 football games since Quinnen Williams got here. You can call that a coincidence if you want. I'm not going to do that. How many players made the best play of their career, like in the game? I mean, Sam Williams, I know he blocked the punt 2 weeks ago, but that was the best play he's made in his career. Osa, biggest play, too, with getting that sack on Jalen Hurts. That was the play of the game. I was sitting there in the press box going, this is the play. 2-minute warning, 3rd and 2. This is it. If the Eagles get it, they're going to go kick field goal and win the game. If the Cowboys stop them, they're going to get the ball back. They're going to go kick field goal. So this is it. This is your game. And Osa steps up and sacks Jalen Hurts for the first sack of the day. Brevin Spanford made his best play. So did Elijah Clark. Trent Sig, I mean, he's a snapper. He's running down there. He makes the play. Just a fun game. It was just a fun football game all the way around. All right, now we go to KD in Henderson, Nevada.
Hey, how are you, Nick?
Good. How are you doing?
Fantastic. Wow, like so many things to say about that game, good, bad, and otherwise. And this is definitely a hindsight, it's 2020 reflection. But I actually think a good part of that game was that it was so ugly to begin with. And what I mean by that is that Philly couldn't just go home and say, well, we beat ourselves, because the Cowboys just started out so terribly. And yet we were able to be the team that could find a way to win, just like Philly's been doing for these past few weeks. And honestly, what Philly did last year, and they won the Super Bowl. And I think that's a huge credit to our defense, just being able to keep us in the game, which we haven't been able to do in the past few weeks. And now that we can do that, we can be a good team because we have the ability to hang out like on both sides of the ball. Also, we never got called for 12 man on the field, but honestly, I think that Marshawn Neiland is our 12th man. That energy that he brings, that relentlessness, like they are just playing in a different level, I think, for Neiland. And so shout out to our defense, that whole team for that win, Shoddy's leadership, and also just Neiland for his legacy.
Oh, I love that. Thank you for the call. Very well said. And you're right. The first thing that you said that really caught my attention was, the Cowboys won the game the way the Eagles have been winning all season. And the Eagles are a good team. I mean, they really are. What the difference in the game is that they don't beat themselves, and they don't turn the ball over. And so, but they did. And it wasn't because Jalen Hurts overthrew his receiver and the Cowboys caught it. It was because Saquon Barkley got the ball punched out by Sam Williams making a play. And the punt returner got smacked in the face by Elijah Clark and Marquise Bell and fumbled the ball. And so the Cowboys made the plays. They figured out a way to win. And you're right. They didn't give them anything. It's not like the Eagles let up on the gas. They scored 2 touchdowns in the first, 19 minutes of the game, quarter and some change. They started one drive at the 50 because the Cowboys went for it on 4th down, which I don't think they should have. And then they got the second drive. The Cowboys got off the field twice with the punt and then another 3rd down stop. But yet penalties kept the drive going, and they go and score. And then the third drive that the Eagles scored a touchdown on was because Turpin fumbled the ball right inside the 50. So they got a 21-0 lead, but they didn't really earn it. Not to that point. They get credit for scoring, but not having to drive and all that. So once the Cowboys calmed down, settled down, said let's go stay in this game, get a touchdown, and then let's just quit beating ourselves and see what happens. And turned out, I thought the Cowboys were the better team. I mean, they really were. Didn't look like that at first, but they were the better team. They took it to the Eagles. They scored more points. They had fewer turnovers. They made the plays in the clutch. That's what good teams do, And so that's for this game, not for the season. For this game, the Cowboys were the better team. Let's go to Zach in Atlanta.
Hey, what's up, Nick in Frisco?
What's up?
Hey, man. Every team on our schedule has treated the Cowboys like a get-right game, and it's about damn time we had ourselves a get-right game.
Yep.
Particularly on the defense. We've been asking for 2 stops, 3 stops, an extra punt, whatever it is each game. Well, how about 8 straight stops since the last Eagles scoring drive? 8 straight stops, turnovers, and that's what we've been asking for. Can the defense do that much? The defense got right. Not the whole game was not perfect. It was the worst of times. It was the most electric best of times. And so, if you're talking to me, if we're naming the show, I'm calling it a get right game because I have a ton of confidence now in the defense. So much fun. Probably a top 10 most memorable game instantly. Maybe a top 5 most memorable game, at least memorable win for me and my fandom. So much fun. I want to say happy Thanksgiving to you, Nick, and to Beam as well, to all of Storyline Nation, but particularly to y'all, the hosts. Y'all do such a great job, and I know you work every Thanksgiving. And so thank you. I hope you enjoy some time with your family. And you're going to enjoy a win against the Chiefs. And if you want to write this name down for later in the week, my double agent is Anthony Hitchens. Any stories on him? Of course, we got to keep Jeep. Let's win it, baby.
All right. Love it. The only story I would say about Anthony Hitchens, I use him as an example. I remember there were teams that had a 7th-round grade on him. The Cowboys had a 4th-round grade on him. And a lot of people criticized the pick, national draft experts, if there is such a thing. We're like, that was too high. It was a reach. Marinelli loved him, thought he could come right in, and just had a good vision for him. He comes in, has 100 tackles as a rookie, and so don't forget that part of the draft process. How the coaches see a player and say, that's the type of guy that I want here. These guys, these draft analysts, they just put them for any scheme and say, 7th-round grade, 4th-round grade, 6th-round grade. When the coaches look at them and say, I have a spot for that player, that's why they don't always go off of that. And so that's why it's hard to be a draft analyst, because you don't really know what teams are drafting them for and how they're going to use them. We have a chance to go to one more break. Let's go to one more break real quick, come back and get a couple more calls.
All right, Cowboys fans, this one's for you. Gillette's Best Shave has a new look this season, and they've got one that sticked out in Cowboys colors just for us. We're going to want to run, not walk to this one, y'all. The new Gillette Labs official Dallas Cowboys licensed razor isn't just Gillette's best shave. With 50% longer lasting blades than Fusion, it's the best a Cowboys fan can get. Get it while you can at Gillette.com/NFL. Gillette's Best Shave is also available as heated.
Discover Aiden, the official luggage partner of the Dallas Cowboys and Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders. Known for top-tier engineering and craftsmanship, Aiden offers more than just bags. Originating from Australia and designed in New York, it merges fashion, design, and culture. Used by Dallas Cowboys players, staff, and the entire organization, Aiden provides style and functionality for all travelers. Visit AidenTheBrand.com and use code AidenXCowboys for 25% off your purchase. Travel like your favorite stars with Aiden.
Back to Cowboys Storyline, presented by Gillette, the official shave of the Dallas Cowboys.
At halftime of Thursday's game between the Cowboys and Chiefs, you can watch Post Malone this Thanksgiving. Give with joy at SalvationArmyUSA.org. All right, Sebastian in Savannah, Georgia is next up.
What's going on, Mr. Eamon? How you doing?
Good. You?
Hey, I'm doing real good. First and foremost, I just want to say I ain't going to take up too much of your time because I already know it's a lot of happy people out here. I want to say the Cowboys Nation, hell yeah. Mm-hmm. Come on, man. Everybody put your shiesties on. I don't care how we did it. We beat the Super Bowl champions from last year. Hook or crook. I would be remiss if I didn't mention the fact that number 44, your long snapper, recovered a fumble at the 10-yard line. So it doesn't matter to me. It doesn't matter the bad calls, the interceptions. As long as you win, good teams find ways to win. We found a way to win. And shout out to Dylan and Irene because, we're online. I told them that the only game we lose going forward is Detroit. That's my hometown team. They're real fast, right? And I told you earlier this year that Dak's going to get his 6th rushing touchdown. He should have had 3 in that game.
Yeah.
The second one right there. So I'm not trying to say I'm psychic or nothing like that. But, if my predictions go well, then call me now. But I'm going to hang up and listen. You guys have a great day.
All right. Thanks, Sebastian. Got some energy today. I love it. Yeah. I mean, you're right. They got to figure out ways to win, and they haven't always done that this year. So stepping up at the moments, and being at their best, and that's what we just talked about. How many players had their best moment of their career, not just of the season, but of their career, and to step up at those moments. That's what a team does. That's what you play as a team, and I don't know if you could say Shoddy had them ready to play. I don't. They didn't look ready to play. That's the thing. But, what happens when you get knocked down? I think that's kind of the theme of this whole thing is what happens when you get knocked down. Elijah Clark, Brevin Spann-Ford. I mean, I'll say it again. I think those 2 plays epitomized what the Cowboys, what their entire game was. Lester in Minnesota's next.
Morning, Nick.
How are you doing?
Hey, I'm doing great, man. We pulled it out, man. And then I wanted to shout out to Dylan. Hey, man, I'm the same way, man. I can't sleep after a bad loss or a great win. I didn't sleep very much last night.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to say something really good about Quentin Williams. I keep hearing the players on defense say, well, yeah, he's telling me to do this, and he got that. He got this part of the line, and you do that. And he's really being a leader, man, already. I love that.
Yeah. I didn't expect that, but that's I expected him to ball out, and he did. I mean, I think I haven't seen the official stat, but I heard where he had his career high in pressures for a game. So he was bringing the noise there, and they only had the one sack, but boy, it was one of the biggest plays of the game. I think it was the biggest play of the game for Osa to get free there. And it's not all Quentin Williams. He's not doing everything, but he definitely is making a difference. Let's go one more caller here. Champ in Nebraska. Champ.
Hey Nick. Good morning.
Fitting call for the Cowboys beating the champs. So, what's up,
That's right, man. Beating the defending champs, but it was beautiful. I'll admit, at 21-0, I was pretty negative. I thought this is going to get really bad. But, hey, we turned it around and we pulled it out. I know we got to be quick with this last call, but I just wanted to say you touched on something that I don't think is getting much attention. Osa.
Yeah.
Osa played a great game, man. I think Quentin being here is definitely affecting him. That sack that he had, that really we needed that at that point. I know it didn't ultimately turn everything around, but we needed that defensive play. 6 QB hits that we had in the game yesterday, Osa had 4 of them.
Sure did. I'm looking right at that. Yep.
Yep. This man, earlier in the season, I was thinking, we gave this guy this huge contract, and he is not it. Then we trade for Kenny, we trade for Quentin, and I'm kind of thinking, is he not even going to start for this team? But he is stepping up, and I think he's going to be huge moving forward for us.
Yeah. No.
So I just wanted to throw that out there real quick. You guys have a great day. Go Cowboys.
All right. Appreciate that. You're right. I mean, you're so right. I mean, Osa has really taken his game to another level here, and you look at the stats. It's defensive stats are hard to evaluate. You see Quentin Williams on the stat sheet with 1 tackle, and Osa with 4 tackles and 4 quarterback hits, like you said. And of course, the sack was the biggest play of the game. So, these guys are kind of making each other better, and there's going to be times where Kenny Clark has a little bit more, and maybe Solomon Thomas gets in there too. Let's not forget he was the number 3 overall pick a few years back. He hadn't necessarily played to that level, but he still has some talent. He still played pretty well this year. I think this has been one of his better years of his career, and he's your 4th best tackle right now. So, and I know there's people out there that want to see Perrion Winfrey too, so maybe that time is coming, but what a good problem to have, all these defensive tackles. There's been a while when we haven't seen hardly anybody playing well at that position, and now to have such a surplus is great. All right, guys, really awesome show. A lot of energy, a lot of fun. I knew it would be, and now we're gonna turn this thing around and kind of shift forward towards the Chiefs. Tomorrow's show, we'll talk about the Chiefs. And then Wednesday we'll have another show, and that'll kind of be it for us as we get close to Thanksgiving on Thursday. All right, for Chris Beam, I'm Nick Eatman. See you tomorrow on Storyline.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this,